ARMS was one of the first games I got for my Switch, and I played it for quite a while, but once more games released, I dropped it. This was not really helped after that final update released unceremoniously in late 2017. Early 2018, it brought us that great reveal trailer for Smash. And that is when the flood of questions and speculation on who the next characters would be started back up. Decidueye, Ridley, Waluigi, one prevailing character in those early days, everyone thought would be a shoo-in, the boy, Springman. Brings us to November, where he was in as an assist trophy. I doubt anyone expected the announcement earlier this year, though, that an ARMS character would be coming to Smash as a playable fighter. Before we get to that, I want to talk about spirits. There are plenty of spirits I want as fighters. In fact, Twintelle and Min Min are my favorite ARMS characters. Min Min was even my main for the game's life. But since we have no idea how or if promotions are possible, I'm going to limit it to characters that are not represented by spirits, just to make speculation a bit more fun. But if you are one of those people that spam like Hose Mad and other awful Smash memes at people who want certain characters, nah. The characters I believe will get that invite will be either Dr. Coil, Max Brass, or Biff. Dr. Coil and Max Brass are central characters in the story. Max Brass being the one character you're guaranteed to see in the Grand Prix, and Dr. Coil being what can be considered as the main villain, as she invented the other two antagonists, Springtron and Hedlok. I also mentioned Biff, the lovable little mascot that appears in all modes as an announcer. In certain pieces of concept art he appears with arms. There's another character that I'm not sure of, but is still in the back of my mind. Assuming an ARMS 2 is in development, I would assume that Springman and / or Ribbon Girl would return with the new design. So maybe if the stars align and we get an ARMS 2, that might be the character. But let's move on to the moveset. I will speak in broad terms here instead of specifics. The character will definitely channel Monkey D. Luffy, stretch their arms in different ways depending on the attack. I fully expect there to be many unique moves created for Smash, the moveset. They are also almost guaranteed to have a command grab. Another thing I fully expect is the unique ability for whoever gets selected to be fully utilized in the moveset. Their final smash would be Hedlok Rush, and would attack with all arms stretched out. Let's talk about the stage. Depending on the character, I expect either the specific stage, like Sky Arena for Brass and Name Redacted for Coil, or a traveling stage that goes to each stage and has a respective character in the background. Let's go to the music. There aren't very many songs in ARMS, but there are a lot of iconic ones that should get in, even if all don't get in. The ARMS theme, which would have a remix: Spring Stadium, Sky Arena, Name Redacted, Cinema Do, Snake Park, Ninja College, Ramen Bowl, Via Dolce, Ribbon Ring, Temple Grounds, and the Mausoleum. Let's move on to spirits. All the spirits that they would add would be the ones that came in the game already as part of the board, and the rest of the cast as spirits. Ninjara would be represented by a green Greninja on Suzaku Castle that uses side special often. It's a support spirit with speed up. Misango would be represented by a Simon on Big Battlefield that uses down special often. It's a primary defense spirit, the trait of trade-off defense. Kid Cobra would be represented with a purple Incineroar on Moray Towers. It taunts often, and there's Earthquake Floor to support with lightweight. Bite and Bark would be represented by a Blue Rob and a Duck Hunt, the Woohoo Island Beach variation, and the Duck Hunt is made of metal. It's a support spirit that gives made of metal. Mechanica would be a giant Samus on Arena Ferrix. The enemy will occasionally be made of metal, and their screw attacks constantly spawn. It's a primary attack spirit with no trait. Helix would be portrayed by Luigi on Midgar. The enemy likes to jump, they like to use side special, and the enemy likes to taunt. Primary grab spirit with the trait of lightweight. Master Mummy, a white King K rule on Unova Pokemon League Omega version. The enemy has super armor and likes to grab. It's a primary defense with no trait. Lola Pop is a Daisy on Town and City. The enemy shields often and likes to jump. It's a support spirit with shield health up. Springtron is a beat brawler with the entire Springman outfit on the ARM stage. The enemy is made of metal, and there is assist trophy enemies of Springman. The enemy's punches are stronger and can jump higher. It's a support spirit with slow super armor. Now, if the character is Coil, then the legend spirit will be Max Brass, and if it is Max Brass, it will be Dr. Coil. If it is Biff, it's both. Max Brass will be a giant orange Captain Falcon on Final Destination. The enemy has super armor, their punches are stronger, and once defeated, a second giant orange Captain Falcon will spawn, but this time will be made of metal. It's a support spirit that gives you super armor. Dr. Coil would be portrayed by a green Dark Samus on Omega version of Midgar. The enemy likes to jump, there is assist trophy enemies of Springman, it's a stamina battle, the enemy will occasionally become invisible, and neutral special damage up. It's a support spirit of adding an additional mid-air jump. And that's basically my thoughts on the ARMS character coming tomorrow. So, yeah, since this is my first real video, I have nothing else to plug. So I'm going to give links to a bunch of charities and petitions you can sign to help with all the stuff happening around the world. See you in my next video.
Don't sleep through dreams that can't come true. No more tears shall drop from